of our saltwater fly tying classes, and we got two interesting flies. Basically, again, one of my favorite tires is Jack Garside. One fly was definitely his pattern. Another one is based on his pattern. It's done by a lot. But there's a lot of little prepping to do before you actually tie the fly. For instance, we're doing a shrimp. This is the first fly we're going to be doing popping shrimp, right? And I'm going to put eyes on it. Does it really matter to the fish? I don't know. So you can buy these eyes or you can make them. What I did was I have mono. I'm going to cut a piece about roughly 2.5 inches. As you can see, I got a, let's see right there, a little piece. I'm going to take a lighter, like that, and melt some little balls on the eyes. See? Now, you could leave it at that, or you could do what I'm going to do is take a magic marker and just darken them up. I don't think it really matters that much, like I said. I don't think the fish really care, but looks good for me. Right, see, now you can see the little eyes, little black eyes on it. All right, now I'm actually going to be prepping. We are using wool. This is the main ingredient of this, but I want to don't want too much. It's best is always less is more. So yeah, that's good. And I'm going to pull it out, kind of tease it out so it comes to a little bit of a point like that. And I'm going to put it down like that. Now I'm going to take my hook. These are size 1s. You can tie them up to size 2/0, or you can tie them as small as you want. These are really good flies in the spring because we have in the back bays a lot of grass shrimp, and in June is when they come out on a dropping high tide in the evening. You fish these very softly up against the banks, and the fish will take them like the stripers will take them just like mayflies. So, like on all my flies, I like to debarb. And the reason why I debarb before I go tie them is because if I break the hook, I didn't waste my time tying the fly. Now, let's start tying this fly. All right. I'm going to use white because the fly is white flat wax nylon, 210 denier. All right. That's white, red, and black 210 denier are the materials I use mostly in my fly tying. I do use mono, but I find it's not as strong and it's very slippery. So I'm going to build a nice base. Of thread. The first material I'm going to actually tie on is this. It's flasher boot, but it's barred. It has a lot of movement into it. I'm going to take two pieces, fold it in half, cut it, and then I'm going to fold it around. Bring my thread back to the point. See where my thread is? Fold it around, and then I can bring it right up top and tie it directly on top like that. Now, The next piece I put on is actually I'm going to tie on the yarn. And I'm just going to right like this. And I am going to tie in. I gave you some white hackle. You could use any hackle you want, but I like to use this hackle right here. And I'm going to actually tie it in by the butt, right like this. And we have some rubber legs. And tie it just like that. Now, let's put the eyes on. See, these are the eyes. Now, notice it has a curve. If you tie them in like that, well, you're going to get two eyes together. But if you tie them with a curve, like, and pinch it, put a little crease in it like that, notice they stick out. And that's what I want. I'm going to lay it right on top. Like that. And I'm going to take my foam, I'm going to measure it out. I just only want about that far. And I'm going to put a little point like that. And I'm actually going to wrap this and just throw a tie right in on it. And I pinch this and I pull down. That's why I use 210. It's very strong. Now I'm going to palmer this, bring my thread all the way to the back. Well, I wouldn't bring it to the back because I want to go about that far. Now I'm going to bring my feather. Use hackle pliers. Just the ease makes it easier. And forward to the thread. Just throw a couple wraps in it like that. Let go of the. Bring this, pinch it again. Right. Bring it up. Bring the thread all the way to the hook eye. And wrap this forward again. Tie it off. Reach in there, cut it. Bring this forward and do another wrap. Pick this up. Couple wraps. Do my whip finish. my thread, bring it, and I'm going to trim this just like that, and a little bit like that, a little bit like that. And that's my poppin' shrimp. You can take your toothbrush and rub it up a little bit. And that's it. Fish this right up against the bank. It's a soft pop. It is very much like the gurgler, but it works very well, especially in June. Like I said, the eyes are not as important as much as for the fishermen, but you know, it looks good. It looks cool. All right. So until next week, tight lines, everybody.